Welcome back to Rightside Radio. I'm Amy Beth Shaver with Allison Sinclair and JP. Back after a few days worth of a break. We'll be here today and tomorrow, and then we'll kick off the new year with another banger of a show. We hope y'all had a Merry Christmas. And if you're following the church calendar, it's still Christmas. It's the 12 days of Christmas. Anywho, did you know that?
Yeah, I was like 2 years ago old when I learned that.
Same.
Would you like to explain that?
Well, apparently the 12 days of Christmas starts on Christmas. I just thought it was a song we sang as little children.
It's like Epiphany or
Yeah,
something?
until the Epiphany.
Yeah, until the Epiphany.
So when does it end? Oh, 12 days?
Well, after 12 days, that day.
And then what happens?
Like what, January 7th, January 6th? I don't know. We'll look it up. Anywho,
January 6th.
There is a church calendar that we followed for hundreds of years. And we only decided recently that we're too fancy not to follow it. However, if you look at the church calendar, there are a lot of really cool things on there. So I'm like Allison. I was 2 years old. 2 years ago. And we learned that. So Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas. Leave that tree up.
I was about to say, how long do y'all leave the Christmas decorations up?
Until I feel like taking them down.
I started thinking about this weekend. There's one that's like bad luck and one that's not. And I can't remember if you leave it into the new year, that's good. Or if you don't leave it into the new year, that's bad.
One time we had a
Wait, that's the
Christmas
same
tree.
thing.
A long time.
So are you supposed to leave it up through the new year or you take it down?
Technically until the Epiphany, I thought.
Yes.
To leave it up.
Yes.
But so my family, this is how superstitious we are. We typically don't put up the Christmas decorations until after the Iron Bowl. And then
it's not even Thanksgiving, it's the Iron Bowl.
Yeah, until after the Iron Bowl. And then if Bama was like in the playoffs / national championship, we would leave it up until after that. But the problem is this year, if Bama makes it all the way to the national championship, that's until the 19th of January. Yeah. So it's a long time. But yeah.
So it has nothing to do with the birth of
Christ. It has everything to do with Bama football. It's funny.
Huh.
Oh gosh.
Abs,
Let me do that.
what do you do?
No, really, I do it until I go, it's time to take the tree down today.
Okay.
However, with our new understanding of the church calendar, I may give myself a little time.
So the 12 days of Christmas, does something happen on the church calendar? Does something happen every day? Like
that
partridge in a pear tree?
Now you're just meddling.
And 8 maids of milk in the Bible.
You know
maybe?
what? You know what? Now I'm going to look it up. I'm going to ask Dr. Google.
These are the things I love to know. You always sing the song and you don't even know what you're singing.
12 days.
All right, while she looks that up,
Christmas.
JP, did you have a good Christmas?
It was a good Christmas. I got clothes and cash primarily, which is what I asked for. Literally clothes and cash. I did get IBOB tickets, Iron Bowl basketball tickets, which is pretty sick. I'll be going there. It's the last regular game or the last regular season game for both teams, March 7th.
Oh, that's great.
So in Coleman Coliseum. So I think that may be the one I was most excited about.
That's awesome.
It's pretty sick.
Nice.
But I'm wearing new Christmas clothes today, literally both.
Nice.
Shirt and pants.
You look nice.
You have a theme.
But what's my theme?
Yeah.
Plain
you are
t-shirt
consistent, if nothing else, JP.
I know what I like.
You know what you know what you like. There you go.
Exactly.
Abs, y'all were good. Y'all were a little bit sick. Some of
our oldest child was sick. Molly came home sick from Auburn, and then the oldest got sick. Like,
wait, so the kids weren't sick.
One of her kids, they were sick. Okay. We had a great Christmas. We got to see each other. But right after the oldest child, I was with her today, got sick. She's much better. She took Tamiflu. Turns out that actually works.
Oh, she had the flu?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
Like one of the sickest this past weekend.
Shoot.
One of
That's
the
not
most, I've not seen her that sick since she was at Mississippi State. It's been a really long time. Anyway, so that was fun, but it was just fun to be together. Chris managed to find the bucket golf that we had buried in the garage, which is now getting
What is
down.
bucket golf?
You guys.
Oh, I love bucket golf.
Okay.
What is
well,
it?
You're gonna
Just
need
golf
to come
in
over.
a bucket?
So it's
pretty
these
much.
big buckets. We played at family reunions, and there's these big red buckets. You can do a 3, 6, 9, 18, whatever. We have 9 holes, and you set them up around your yard, around your house, and you use real golf clubs but wiffle balls. And it counts if you get a hole in one, or you get it and you hit it. And it your family at the lake,
that's cute,
is a blast. And usually, as happened this weekend, the boys will go out and just kind of keep playing because they're not satisfied, or there'll be a playoff on one hole. Chris has fun setting it up and making it very difficult. I just go out to be a good sport because I'm not good at it. I'm terrible.
Is there like par?
Yeah.
You know,
well,
do you or
at 6, you stop counting. Like if you hit more than 6 because maybe your husband went a little crazy on difficulty, and you can't
so you
count
can
more
move
than
the
6.
buckets. Like every day it can be a different
you
course.
Can move the bucket. It's adorable. The little flag goes right down in the middle, so you can pick it up and move it. Get this, when we were playing this weekend, on day 1, I thought the Sinclairs need this. You just need to come to our house.
Yeah.
Maybe after church one day, we'll when it's really sunny, we'll play bucket golf. Although I won't make you go in my backyard. Okay, that's all I'm going to say about that right now. We have 3 big dogs. That's it.
Oh, I love dogs.
So I'll clean it up. But we had a blast. That was probably
bucket
really
golf.
Fun. Will and Kinsey came in late on Christmas. We got to see them and have a meal.
Wait, did he go to her?
So Gatlinburg, then her family.
Look how cute that is.
Isn't
cute.
that so cute?
How did I miss
And
this
then they were here.
life?
It was very fun. It was a great Christmas, just fellowship wise. Really, really good. Also, because I was this year's old, letting myself not make the 3rd Christmas meal in a row, or Thanksgiving meal. I don't know what was wrong with me. I used to cook the same meal
instead.
We did steaks and grilled chicken.
I like that.
So I took after y'all. Like I did a different meal.
I like that.
I'm a new person, Allison. How about y'all?
Wait, by the way, on food,
that?
I got to eat cheesecake, orange rolls, and what was the third one? Sweet potato casserole on one day.
All in one day?
Yes.
Look at JP.
It was awesome.
Eyes are bright.
My dad, the way he woke me up on Christmas morning, he opened my door and he said, "People are eating orange rolls. They may be my best yet. Close this door." I go, "Up,
Yes.
I'm up."
This is what we do. Yeah.
That's
That's
look
sweet.
how happy he is.
He's so happy.
He's so
reminiscing.
I'm not even going to make it. Never mind. Allison?
Yeah, no, we had a great Christmas. It really was fun. Everybody was home, which is awesome and awful at the same time. Like I forget how 6 people in one home with a dog and a puppy and a paralyzed cat. Like it's a whole thing. And I had to catch myself to not kind of begrudge it because there's laundry everywhere. Everybody leaves cups. Nobody does the dishes. It's crazy, but it was awesome.
Yeah.
And then we all got sick. And just one by one, every day somebody different was dropping. But it was the sick that nobody tested positive for the flu. Nobody had COVID. Nobody had anything. It's just, I call it the loser virus. You're not terrible, but you're not great. And so you just feel like a loser. That's what we were.
The loser virus.
So what do you do when you have the loser virus? Do you watch
act
movies?
Like a loser? Yeah, you just kind of like
what's your family?
Yeah.
Like, do you get mad that you're sick and you're mad that you have to take it easy? Or you're like, I'm sick, I'm going to watch movies with the kid. Like,
I
what's
get
your flow?
frustrated because there's so much. I had so many great plans of what I was going to get done and what we were going to do. And then you watch all the other families that are like, oh, we're going ice skating and holding hands today. And you're like, we're just sitting on the couch watching football for the 9th day in a row.
That's what you do.
I know. And then you
so
kind of give
good.
in and you're like, okay, I have an excuse. But everybody kind of does something different. Then you get up and you do the dishes and then you're like, I'm tired. And you go lay down. But it was a great Christmas. One's gone back to Auburn. One's gone back to work. One's in South Carolina for New Year's. One's probably still asleep. I guess that is what it's for.
Mm-hmm.
Do y'all do things for New Year's? New Year? Is it New Year's or New Year or New Year's Eve or New Year Eve?
It's New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve.
For me, at least.
Okay.
So when my grandparents were alive, they would throw a big party on New Year's Day every year. But now, I mean, we normally just watch football on New Year's Day, and then my sister and well, my sister will normally go with her friends on New Year's Eve, and I normally go with my friends on New Year's Eve. So we normally, as a family, don't do New Year's Eve stuff because my parents are in bed at like 10. So
yeah, okay, but like New Year's Eve, we were started thinking because we were kind of losers over Christmas. We're like, we're gonna have fun New Year's Eve.
Oh,
There's nothing to do.
yeah, no, we're like maybe we'll go to dinner somewhere. I mean, maybe we can all just go out to dinner on New Year's Eve. I don't know. I'm the same way.
There's so much pressure to do something awesome for New Year's. We used to go to the Auburn Bowl games, and that was kind of our big.
They're not in it. That's
so funny.
It's funny.
Well, not anymore. So I don't know. That's what we're looking forward to now, which we have nothing.
It's okay.
So
You'll
sad.
find something.
It's okay to have nothing.
Is it?
It's the point. It's what
It
you said a
scares
minute
me
ago.
though, because like if you just give in to doing nothing, then you become those old people. And I'm afraid.
Well, my New Year's Day revolves
Black-eyed
around one
peas.
thing: is the Rose Bowl Bama football game. Nothing else matters. Okay, so we're not doing anything. We're watching the football game.
Do you
Yes.
eat Hoppin' John on New Year's Day?
What's happened, John?
Okay, that must just be a South Carolina. It's like a New
Black-eyed
Year's food,
peas
yeah.
and
Onions.
what else do you have to have on New Year's Day?
You gotta have
Black-eyed
green beans and bacon. Like we'll look that up too. But Hoppin' John, it's a food.
collard greens.
I
Collard
didn't
greens,
know
that's
about it until we lived in Charleston for a couple years, and they are very serious about Hoppin' John on New Year's Day.
You can buy it in the store.
Yeah, but
I don't know what we'll do New Year's, but I will say this though: the one thing that was really crazy that we did, my dad and my brother played golf in shirt and shorts on
Yeah,
the
that
day
was
after
wild.
Christmas, and it was awesome. We were the last tea time of the day. We weren't getting pushed. We weren't, up on. It was perfect. And it was like we got to like hole 16, and it was starting to get dark. And my dad and my brother said, "I don't think we can finish." And I was like, "Guys, if we bear down, we can finish." And we were playing so fast. My brother left his club on the last hole on 16 when my dad and I were on 17. And I was like, "We can't wait. We got to go, Dad." And we're on 17, about to tee off. And my brother's coming up about to hit his chip shot. My dad just goes, "That's good. Come on." We're going. It was so fun though.
Aww.
It was awesome.
And it was still
That's
like
great.
80 degrees at 5
Yeah.
o'clock.
It was
crazy.
bizarre. My dad was like, "I cannot believe we were playing golf in shirts and shorts the day after Christmas."
And now we'll walk out tonight, and
Yeah,
it'll
that's
be
cool.
32.
it's gone.
It's crazy.
I do have to tell y'all one thing. I wanted to be sure and tell everybody this because this matters. For the first time ever with any virus ever,
Yeah.
I slept with onions on my feet
Oh my word.
2 nights in a
Allison?
row.
Sinclair.
Have you all not ever? Okay,
No.
it's an old. It started during the plague actually, and they swore it helped people with the plague. So I tried it. You just you slice some onions and you put them on the bottom of your feet, and then you put some saran wrap around it, and then you put it in a sock, and you go to sleep. And I swear, it worked.
What did Jared Sinclair say about that?
I didn't tell him. But I woke up the next morning and I was trying to discreetly take the onions off my feet, and one of them exploded and all the little rings went all over the bathroom. So anyway, but I'm telling you,
Okay.
onions on your feet.
With Allison, all roads lead back to feet somehow. Somewhere. That's crazy.
That's true.
And if they're not clean, what difference does it make? Just stick some onions on there. All smells the same.
I think that's a placebo. You probably thought it was going to work, and then you just naturally got
I need
better.
to talk to Jared about this.
I'm telling you, y'all are going to try it. If you're listening, text in. What's the number, JP?
833-687-4448. Do onions on feet help you no longer be sick?
You wait. I'm trying to think. Who's the listener that's going to text in?
Oh, we've got
I just went to
several.
Merle.
Merle from Hartsville.
Merle.
Oh, my word.
Merle's
I
going to
can't
be like,
wait. Y'all tell
I
us.
sleep with onions every night.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we've got some news to cover. In fact, today we're going to cover our top 10 stories, national stories. We're going to have your top biscuits of the year. And I've got an unbiscuit. Did y'all do unbiscuits?
I can
I
do one.
perhaps have an biscuit.
I will be back.
Rightside Radio. I'm Amy Beth Shaver with Allison Sinclair and JP. So we have a great day for you today. I do want to tell you that the 12 days of Christmas.
Oh, I'm glad you looked that up. Squirrel.
I did look that up. Excuse me?
Yes.
Nobody laugh at my glasses. Okay.
Ashley laughs at your glasses.
But I can see.
I didn't even.
I can
sorry.
see. Okay. They're giant.
They remind me of jellies. Do you remember jellies? The shoes we used to wear?
I remember jellies.
Okay.
All right. So it's like I can't see, but I can see in these mothers starting on Christmas Day, December 25th, and concluding on January 6th, the Epiphany, marking Jesus' birth and the arrival of the Magi, with significant feast days like St. Stephen. Man, we missed a feast day, you guys. And the Holy Innocents on December 28th, falling within, serving as a liturgical journey of faith, not just one day, culminating in the manifestation of Christ to the world. So started in December 25th, ending on January 5th is 12th night, leading into a Epiphany January 6th. So very cool. But lots of other things happening around that, but that's exciting. So leave your Christmas tree up because it looks like you knew that there were 12 days of Christmas.
And it's a Greek Orthodox or like
an old church calendar. It's like the church calendar.
Yeah.
Our church follows the church calendar, and there are plenty of churches that do. I just am new to the whole. There's actually a very ancient church calendar.
Where did the 12 Days of Christmas song come from?
Somebody who sang it.
I'm gonna Google's that.
Commercialized
during the break.
So,
but do we have any text about feet? Onions on feet?
Oh, we do actually. Stephen from Athens says
Stephen knows what's up.
He says it's the sulfur compounds in onions which do the trick. Same with garlic.
So should I add some garlic to the top of the onions?
That may be a little bit too much sulfur on the. I don't know if your feet can take that.
That's a lot. Maybe when Jared's out of town.
Yeah.
So it works. Stephen's saying it works.
Allegedly.
Guys, we need more. We need more. Let us know.
If everybody's mamaw did it, I'm doing it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure, I don't know. They probably back in whenever they did that. Would you say that came from like the plague? They probably had no idea what sulfur even was. They probably just like, grab that onion, stick it on your foot.
Let's also remember in the plague, they still didn't wash their hands.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but look, God didn't create the world and leave us without things to help heal us. So there is that.
What about potatoes? If they tried potatoes on feet?
Probably everything. Oh, maybe Allison and her family had the plague, and that's why it worked.
That's why it didn't show up on a test.
That's it.
Yeah, they had the bubonic plague.
Any other texts? Anybody else?
We got Larry from Decatur. He's talking about whatever you said the New Year's food was. He said Papa John ? If you eat black-eyed peas and hog jaw on New Year's Day, you'll have plenty to eat all year.
Okay. All right.
Oh, I thought it was just good luck, but plenty to eat is good luck because you don't want to starve.
Exactly.
So that makes you good luck. Okay, we'll have the montage on the other side and we'll get to our top 10 stories. We've got lots to do. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Rightside Radio. I'm Amy Beth Shaver with Allison Sinclair and JP. So Allison has the history of the 12 days of Christmas. These are all things I recognize maybe we should have talked about a couple weeks ago, but it's fun to talk about them today.
Well, it's still Christmas.
You said
Today.
we're still in Christmas.
So this is fun, and we're all from here on still celebrating Christmas, unless you already knew that. She's going to tell us about the 12 Days of Christmas song. Also, after that, we have a montage, and then you guys need to get your ranking selves together and text in as we do our top 10 stories of the year. We're each going to take a couple of stories and share what we think were the tops. What do you think were the top stories of the year? We would love to have your opinion on this, and perhaps we'll rank like the toppest story of the year.
I'm a little nervous we're all going to have the same stories.
We probably
And by
will.
the way, I only did 3.
Okay.
Oh, JP, didn't you say 3, 3, and 4?
Top 10 total. Yeah.
Okay. Did you do 10?
I just wanted to have a lot in case you picked my
That's a
story
good
or
idea.
I picked your story. Also, I have
good. You have
obscure
backup.
stories of the year, and then a couple of what did Alabamians Google, which we can talk about today or tomorrow. So
Holy cow.
I got a lot
looked
of
that up.
Yeah.
Too.
Mhm.
It's embarrassing.
You know what? We got to talk about
We
it.
are a very shallow thinking.
By the
bunch.
way, that's going to be for our Alabama Day tomorrow.
That's tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
12 Days of Christmas. Ironically, it says it's a mix of early Christianity and medieval European party culture, which I kind of like.
What?
It's like we always talk. I have a friend that we coined this term. We're like, when we talk about if we can have, this sounds so bad. If we can be friends with somebody else, we're like, well, what's their Jesus to fun ratio? Because you got to have a good Jesus to fun ratio.
Because Jesus was fun.
Yeah, you can't be too fun
And not enough Jesus.
and not enough Jesus, because that leads nowhere good.
Mhm.
Anyway, so this sounds like the 12 Days of Christmas has a perfect Jesus to fun ratio. But it does. It centralizes that big word from Christmas Day to the Epiphany on January 6th, which is when the Magi, the wise men, got to Jesus. And then the song itself first appeared in England in the 1700s, was originally a memory like a memory game that you sung at parties. And if you forgot a verse, I guess you had to take a shot.
Huh.
Oh, you pay a forfeit. Oh,
That's so
I guess
fun.
it's like gambling.
Okay.
Anyway, it says people like to assign like the turtle doves. 2 turtle doves was the Old Testament and the New Testament, and Jesus and the. Apparently, that's just like everybody reaching.
That's
It
pretty
was more
fabulous.
Miss a verse, take a drink.
Yeah.
It was
Secular.
medieval drinking games.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, now we know.
With Christmas
you
as
for-
an excuse.
Clearing that up.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay.
Cool. You know what? We're learning things right now, which is why you're here. Okay. JP,
Yes, ma'am.
do you have a little montage for us today?
Yeah, I guess you can say I put together a montage, but first I do have to tell y'all about attorney Stan McDonald, who is a partner at the law firm of Wilmer and Lee out of Huntsville. He's a 30-year veteran in the practice of law in North Alabama. And not only will Stan advocate and fight for your legal needs and rights, but he has been an absolute warrior for causes near and dear to our Rightside ruffian community. Attorney Stan McDonald has represented his clients in literally thousands of real estate transactions over the years. And when Stan McDonald is on your side, you have no greater friend, and likewise, your adversary will have no greater foe. So attorney Stan McDonald, here's his phone number, 256-533-0202. That's Stan McDonald, 256-533-0202. And tell me heard about it on Rightside Radio. He is the daily sponsor of the montage. And no representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of the legal services performed by other lawyers.
Potentially the largest fraud scandal in U.S. history is taking place in Minnesota, as literally billions of dollars have been funneled through Somali-ran fraudulent businesses. So much fraud, it could actually almost replace the entire GDP of Somalia.
I don't think anybody is enabling fraud to happen.
Hold Governor Walz accountable for this.
What was this money spent on? 1.26 million. What was that money spent on? There aren't any kids.
So, this is what happens when your own federal government wages war against you. This is what happens when they target communities for their own benefit. This is what happens when they scapegoat. And this is what happens when they no longer hide the idea of white supremacy when you hear the Vice President of the United States talk about now white people won't have to apologize for being white. That's never happened once in my whole damn life. And I think everybody in this room knows what they're doing. So we're here today to say enough of this. We're here today to stand that Minnesota will protect their neighbors.
DFL Speaker Emerita Melissa Hortman emotional following the House's adjournment from a special session Monday. Hortman was the lone DFL lawmaker to cast a vote to cut Minnesota Care access for undocumented immigrants. It's a move she made with a heavy heart.
I did what leaders do. I stepped up and I got the job done for the people of Minnesota.
But what happens in a few weeks if things sputter? What are you prepared to do?
They keep fighting and they keep dying. No good. But if things don't happen, they keep fighting and they keep dying. And we don't want that to happen. He doesn't want it to happen. President Putin doesn't want it to happen either. I don't know. I think we're going to get there. I know him very well. And I think we're going to get there.
Okay. You want to do Trump and Zelensky first, since that Minnesota thing is such a big freaking deal, or not?
I think we start with the biggest story first, because I think that is the one, unless y'all want to start otherwise, because I mean, I think it's not an exaggeration to say it's one of the biggest fraud scandals, if not the biggest in American history, because of the scale of it. It's so massive and unbelievable. And it took a YouTube journalist to go and find it.
Yeah, explain that.
God, the guy's name.
Nick Shirley.
Nick Shirley, who is like a Project Veritas type guy, I guess. He's a different type of journalist. You know, he's not doing like the undercover stuff, but he's going and just doing journalism. You know, it's funny how journalists, you know, this is what journalists used to do, but you know, they're just so jaded now that the non-mainstream journalists are the ones that have to do this. But he pretty much just went to Minnesota and linked up with this guy who's been doing a ton of research on this. He had the daycare, the Somali-run daycares, and the government-funded programs that were just so clearly, filled with fraud. And they literally just went one by one to each place, asked them about it. Hey, you're a daycare. You don't have any kids and you're getting this much money from the government. What's up with that? And then they just get, yelled at in Somali and pretty much told to run away. It's crazy because, it took Nick Shirley, who literally just got his phone, drove to Minnesota, linked up with another guy who knew what he was doing. And they just literally went and just recorded and went to the places and uncovered one of the biggest fraud scandals in American history. And it's just been right under our nose the whole time, but nobody's cared to actually go and do anything about it.
And don't you think people, if you haven't seen it, watch it?
Yeah.
Watch it. Like, people have been inspired to go look, for example, at Washington State. They're finding the same thing. I think we're going to find the same thing across the country. But I am not proud that I was so angry. People, when they finally got to the state representative or whoever she was, who was talking to them at the end, I forget her name.
Melissa
lady, the representative.
Oh, yeah.
They followed her into a room because by now Nick is with this other person.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who that guy was. She was okay, but I was furious by the time I got there. Because
did you watch the whole thing?
I watched the whole thing.
The 42-minute.
I walked on my treadmill and watched the entire thing and was furious. And then I was reminded my anger does not produce what God can. So we're here exposing it. But I please beg you, if you have the time, just listen to it, but watch it. It will make you furious. But I also think it's inspiring a lot of people across the country. 100 million people by now, right? 100 million people have seen this. What I also thought was interesting is that there was one woman at one of the daycare centers where they showed up. The windows are blacked out. The doors are locked. One of the places had like early learning center instead of learning center.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then what I found out at one of them,
America,
and I think it was at the early learning center. This is, childcare center 6 or 7 that he stopped at. The phone number that they listed was a direct line to Tim Walz.
Yeah.
Direct line.
Stop.
Yes,
Amy Beth, you lie.
A guy called. He was doing a reaction video posted because I'm telling you, everybody's inspired now to go look at fraud.
No, you lie.
I'm going to show you. It's on my phone. I sent it to JP.
They're not that dumb.
Yo, they're that dumb. They're that dumb. And then they're dumb enough to go gaslight. But not only are they that dumb, but some other liberal lady shows up and she was like, don't open the door. They're ICE. Don't open the door. And she's like, who are you?
Is she American?
And she's just this American, this white liberal lady. Ladies, why is it always you?
They're the worst.
With a little beanie on and her coat, filming like as if. And she's like, don't open the door. They're ICE. And she kept asking Nick, who are you? Who are you? He's like, I'm just Nick Shirley. Who are you with? I'm with myself. I'm just trying to find out about the fraud. Then he flips around and he goes, well, how do you feel? This business that has no children received $1.8 million last year. How do you feel about that? That's your money. Zeal without knowledge. And here we have a 24-year-old, not married guy. I mean, he just lists out who he is on his bio, and he just went to find this out. It was infuriating, but it is worth your time. But friends, I think the takeaway was it's why we're here. Figure out what makes you furious. Go dig into that and share it with everybody you know. We will only get our country back if we are the ones like Nick Shirley doing the work. We cannot depend on anybody. I don't know if anybody's going to get in charge, like in trouble.
Nobody will.
Nobody's going to get prosecuted. Tim Walz went out there with his little weirdo self. I'm sorry. He's weird. I'm sorry. And just gaslit his people. Gaslit America. Never mind the fraud that you saw with your own eyeballs. You just gaslit it. You know, whatever. But did you hear in the debates with the vice president when he talked about expanding childcare? I'll show you in the break. He talked about expanding and having access to childcare. I'm like,
it all makes sense.
Kamala going to go run something from the Capitol?
Don't get me started on that topic. But is that his the press conference? That was his response to people exposing. He said, "This is what happens when white people are." I was confused on what that was in response to.
So that was actually days or like a day or two before this big Nick Shirley story broke. I think it was just in response with the allegations against fraud. Like it wasn't in response to this exact story, but it was in response to, you know, Trump saying he was going to deport Ilhan Omar, and that Elon Musk saying that, you know, Minnesota fraud, people need to be going to jail. Just the overall allegations, because there's been a lot of allegations with fraud leading up to this.
But what was he saying? He was saying that they're coming after him because they're white. Didn't he say something about white males?
Yeah, this is what happens when white supremacists are in the White House and are in DC, and they think they can just enforce their way upon our people here in Minnesota. Yeah. So,
gotcha.
Also, the caveat to all of this is how many of these fraud daycares and fraud. There's actually also a Medicare, Medicaid. You know, there's like 7 Somali-run Medicare companies in a hotel that were just doing nothing. But how much of those fraud companies were donating to Minnesota politicians? So that is the swamp.
Yep.
That is the money laundering.
Oh, absolutely. You have this voting block that has a lot of money. Of course, they're going to give it right back to you.
We've got to take a break. Can we talk about the Minnesota legislator that was shot or killed? I guess her and her husband were found dead in their home.
Yep.
And I think it sounds like now we know it all goes back to this. And that's where we are.
Certainly looks like it.
Yeah, we'll cover that on the other side. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Rightside Radio. I'm Amy Beth Shaver with Allison Sinclair and JP discussing what's happening in Minnesota, which the Babylon Bee says they would like to inform Tim Walz that they're now operating as a daycare in Minnesota. But Allison, you had a really good question about the Minnesota representative and her husband that were gunned down. And now the puzzle pieces feel like they're fitting together.
Was she the one where the creepy guy came in the mask?
Yep. And it was earlier this year, and the story ever so conveniently went away.
I mean, that is bizarre. Didn't she just vote on it a few days before?
Yep.
Yes.
And so she was the lone vote to defund medical care for...
She was the lone Democrat vote
Right.
to defund Medicare and Medicaid for illegals in Minnesota. Yeah.
And that is enough in the Democratic Party's eyes. We don't know. I don't know for a fact that they killed her, but it's very sus, as they say. Don't you think?
Yeah.
I mean, it's very sus.
Absolutely.
And if she happened to know all the fraud, probably that was it. I bet they thought she was about to like defect and become a whistleblower. She obviously was starting to put her foot down to the massive scheme and fakery that was going on. And she did it publicly. And as you do that, you get more and more courage to keep going. And they had to stop it because all this was going to come out. How did this story originally break? The fraud story.
So I
can't even remember.
I think Nick Shirley just posted about it because
no. I mean, like
the original fraud
Like
story.
the original allegations
Yeah.
and such.
Because it's just spiraled. And now I just read on X that there are 536 daycares in Washington state that they've found that lists Somali as the main primary language spoken there. And most of them don't even have an address.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't remember how the story itself actually broke. It was just sort of tweets by Elon and then one after another, and the story just kind of built up. And I think what it was actually, I think Ilhan Omar was caught to be connected with some sort of fraud, like
NGO.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of how it started.
And then I think the other thing that added fuel to this fire was the lady who makes videos out of Ohio started talking about this going on there as well.
Yeah, it's true.
So I feel like it all kind of happened at one time where it was the tip of the iceberg. And we're like, how can it get worse than just Somali fraud? And then you see that she was tied to the NGO. And then this lady from Ohio was like, you need to come to Ohio. Like, you'll need to come to Ohio. This is happening in Ohio as well. Because I think it's shocking to see that one building filled with the exact same home health care or whatever it was. And Nick Shirley tries to get health care. There are 12 different companies completely empty. So, and then how many in Washington state?
536 daycares that list Somali as their primary language.
Okay. I hope people are out there digging.
It scrolls through. You can watch them scroll through the list and there aren't even addresses listed. It's like just a shell. It's a name. And we run a daycare and they're getting money.
Well, and about the Melissa Hortman, that was her name, right?
Yes.
Story. It was even more bizarre because the guy who did it was in Tim Walz's cabinet. And he said the reasoning was, it was something like how I think Hortman was like like she was going to run for Senate or something. And the guy said his reasoning was that he wanted Tim Walz to be the senator. It was something weird. It's like, oh, yeah, sure. That's something to kill somebody over. It just didn't seem weird, or it didn't seem like it added up. And the guy's roommate was interviewed saying how this is not like him. I'm really shocked and this is bizarre. But yeah, her being the lone vote against that, it's at the very least suspicious. Yeah.
So there's some Clintoning going on in Minnesota.
But the story went away.
Disappeared.
Yeah. So
it does. Do we want to cover Ukraine on the other side and then get to our top 10?
I think
top
that's
3.
Good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Unless you're Abs, she's got like a top 40.
Top 25.
We'll be back.
Welcome back to Rightside Radio. I'm Amy Beth Shaver with Allison Sinclair and JP. We are working our way through our montage, and we have covered what's going on in Minnesota. I think we'll probably talk about it some more. But after we finish with the montage topics, which happens to be Trump and Zelensky, then we will be able to talk about each of our lists, top stories of the year.
As short or long as they may be.
We don't know. I bet they're going to dovetail with one another beautifully because it's us. We would love to hear from you on the text line about what your top stories were. Today is national. Tomorrow are top Alabama stories. And surprisingly, there are some top stories in Alabama. And then there's some surprising info about what we Googled as Alabamians. I'm not proud of that list. We're going to talk about it tomorrow.
But I mean, I guess it makes sense.
It's us. It wouldn't be Alabama if it weren't a weird list.
Hey, before we jump into Ukraine, Russia, like that favored topic that I'm so tired of talking about. You said Merle texted.
Merle
you didn't tell me what he said.
Yeah, Merle from Hartsville.
Does he do onions too?
He actually texted about the New Year's Eve or the New Year's Day food. He said for New Year's it's black eyed peas and jowl. Okay, what is jowl? Jowl.
It's like probably like jowl of a pig.
Yeah, okay.
It is probably either meat or it's probably meat.
Said for New Year's it's black eyed peas and jowl for food all year and greens for plenty of money. So I guess for food all year and for plenty of money. Yeah.
Okay. We're going to eat it all.
He didn't say anything about onions.
No, he did not. Murph, if you're still listening, Allison really wants to know if you put onions on your feet.
I'm just not just single. I don't know why Merle came to my mind, but I was like, Merle know about onions on feet.
And then he all caps said Happy New Year.
Oh, Happy New Year. Yes. I was throwing some diatomaceous earth out yesterday
big word.
Around the house and around the coop.
Yeah.
And in the coop. I thought about you and your foray into diatomaceous earth. We'll talk about that another day.
Abs, I don't know how you have stayed with me for so long, but there was a time
because we go
Scott
together like peanut butter and jelly.
Can't even say it. And we talked about it on the radio. We told people.
You did.
Okay. It's been a long few years, JP. Just buckle up. That's all I'm going to say. So, do we think this war is going to end?
No. But I'm with you.
The world is going to end is what I really wanted to say.
Just like our buddy Scott loved to talk about Russia, Ukraine. Russia, and Ukraine.
Every time.
He loved it. It's a man thing, methinks. It is a money laundering operation. And just like in Minnesota, where the money's not going to stop being laundered, I don't think it's going to stop here either because there's no will for it to stop.
Do you think Trump actually knows it's not going to stop? Is this all performative, or does he is actually holding out hope?
Oh no, I think Trump is full on board. I mean, even the way he was talking about it, he said, Putin was saying he wants this to end. I think he means it. And so I think Trump genuinely wants to get this deal done. I mean, that's who he is. I mean, he's an art of the deal guy. And I think his way of ending wars and bringing peace, he even kind of said it candidly of like, I don't know if I'm going to get into heaven, but I'm like, I think he sees ending wars as his righteous thing to do as a president. I genuinely think that's sincere. But man, I don't think it's an exaggeration to say it's one of the biggest foreign policy blunders in American history, what the Biden administration let the Ukrainian war get into, just from a geopolitical full-scale sense. So I don't know. I'm of the personal belief it may be a knot too tight to undo at this point. And there needs to reach a certain point where we just cut bait. And in Europe, if y'all are going to obstruct with getting this done, then y'all can handle it and we're out. We're done. Y'all fix it. It's just, I appreciate his effort, but I don't know. It may be too far gone at this point for America to undo it. And I think we're anchoring ourselves and bringing ourselves down while trying to do it because there's so many other things we could be spending our energy on,
Abs, I have a question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you think the Winsy Grahams of the world are calling Zelensky and are like, dude, listen, I got you. Don't take the deal. I can get you more money. Just wait it out. I got you. Then in a year, let me get you millions more. Then we'll work something out. Like, it all seems so theatrical at this point. We're so close. We're so close. Putin agrees. Oh, but now Zelensky doesn't. Zelensky agrees. Oh, now Putin doesn't. I mean, it's just, I feel like we're all being played. Do you think there's some backroom deals going on, even from the Americans in this? Do you think it's the Europeans that are meddling? Is it all the above?
One, I think it's all the above. Two, I agree with you. I think Trump thinks that this is going to work because there's part of him that's a little naive as far as these things go. Because if there were dirt on Trump, we would know by now. So love him or hate him, the dude is honest. And so I think he really believes this. But as I'm plowing through the book, and eventually I'll get to it and I'll do story time with Abs, None Dare Call It Treason, that was written originally in the 50s and then redone in the 90s. There's this communist deception because they've been in our government for so long that we are getting played. And whether they're a Democrat or a Republican, if they're a war hawk, if they benefit in any way from war, they do not want this to finish. And so I think it is a scheme. I, as a believer, have to cling to hope. But as I'm reading through history of mankind, which we are so wicked, everybody is wicked. I'm like, it's all a show. It is a shamockery.
Yeah.
That's what I really think.
So it doesn't end until basically we say it ends.
Yeah.
You know, the wars do end, but it's not really on their timeline, do you think?
I think
until
that
everybody gets together and is like, okay, 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're good.
Well, and I wonder, and I want to know what you guys think. In the Somali fraud, they're getting mad. The Somalis ended up following Nick Shirley around. They're mad. They're violent people. You have people in our government, both Democrat and Republicans, that have benefited from this money laundering that's been going on for years. So I don't know how it's going to get exposed, but they're going to bait and switch. We're so close. And then when it's exposed, I don't even know if anybody can dig to the depths of how fraudulent this really is, how depraved it really is. Do you think they're going to get furious when that happens? Because we're going to swing. Right now, we're like, we're so close. It's almost there. You're like, no, it's not. You're lying. But do you think that these same people will get mad if it ever does get exposed that it's a giant money laundering? Like, we know it is. But do you think it'll get exposed for what it is? And do you think these same, Lindsey Graham, I'm so sweet, I'm just for America. Do you think they'll get mad?
No, I don't think it ever gets exposed because the Somalis, they're throwaway people. Whatever.
That's a good word.
Yeah, they're just pawns. We don't need them. They're kind of throwaway, whatever. But the people, the Lindsey Grahams, the Dan Crenshaws, I can't even think of who it would be on the left. But anyway, that are profiting off these wars, they're too high up. I don't think it'll ever really come out. I think that's just the cost of, peace in the Middle East, or that's just the cost of making sure, the world is safe. And we're going to play that game with Israel and Gaza, and we're going to play that game with China and Taiwan, and we're going to play that game, all around the world. But I don't think so. I just really don't. But the Somalis, they don't really matter. They're little people. So we'll call them out. We'll give the American people those. We'll make it look like we care.
That's so dark, but you're so right.
Kash Patel's engaged. The FBI's on it. It's a bunch of.
And you know what? You know the reason I know you're right?
You know that word.
If this gets exposed at the highest level, whoever does the exposing will be taken out.
Yeah.
Just like that precious lady in Minnesota and her husband. Yeah. I really think that. Like, the more I read, the more I'm like, no way.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah.
Except that way. They have to be prepared to lose it. to expose what is
You got to go into hiding.
hideous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
JP, any parting thoughts?
I think everything y'all are saying is correct. I think so many hands got in the cookie jar with this Ukrainian war because Biden and his administration was asleep at the wheel. So I think there's a lot of Ukrainian oligarchs getting rich off of this because of the money we're sending them. I mean, primarily we send them weapons, but not just weapons. And it's a lot of people are getting rich, both foreign and domestic, off of this. But the bottom line is Russia can play this game for a lot longer than Ukraine can because they got more people. They can just put through the meat grinder. And if anybody knows anything about what's going on in Ukraine, I mean, it is ugly trench warfare, drone warfare of literally guys just in trenches and drones just seeking people out and killing them. It is an ugly, ugly war that it's been a stalemate for like 2 years, and there's been no major advancements. And for some reason, Europe is just set on the fact that Ukraine is going to drive Russia back, and the bad Putin's going to learn. Bottom line is Russia won this war because they drained NATO and the U.S. and they got control of the Donbass. So it's just time to accept that. And we're not going to let this become a mess again. Ukraine's not going to join NATO, and then we're going to mitigate the damage. Russia, we'll freeze the lines. We'll recognize Crimea. Ukraine won't join NATO. That is literally the only way to get out of this war. But that acknowledges defeat because, and it's not Trump's defeat. Trump didn't do this, it's the Biden administration, but that makes the West look weak on the global stage. So I understand it's a very hard needle to thread, but it's just reality. Ukraine, it's not going to drive Russia back. And the more time we don't get a deal done, that's more time Russia can make an advancement. And sorry, new deal is this territory is ours. This new territory. So Russia time is on Russia's side. So I don't know. In terms of who's sabotaging it, I think the Macrons, the Keir Starmers, and those people are sabotaging it because I think they're doing what you mentioned, Allison, of don't take the deal, we got your back, Mm-hmm. And I think also the military industrial complex here at home, who's making so much money off of it, is obstructing as well. So I don't know. Part of me thinks Trump's getting played like a fiddle because he's working his tail off to get it done, and everybody's sabotaging it.
Yeah.
So it's such a mess. Reality is reality, and there's no way around it. I think you just got to freeze the lines and accept what happened and don't let it happen again.
Yep.
So,
yeah. Agree.
Whoa.
Man.
We agree. Okay. Break. And then who wants to go first? How are we going to do this? Are we going to do, because if one of us goes all at once, what if that's everybody's story? What if we all have the same stories?
That'll be fun.
How about we do start this at 3:30 though? So the first one can be a long segment.
Okay. What do you want to do next segment?
We'll discuss in the break.
It'll be a surprise.
Yeah, surprise.
Our listeners love surprises.
Yeah.
We'll be back with something. Who knows?
Welcome back to Rightside Radio. JP, you got it working, man. You're amazing.
JP.
I burnt myself.
He said, okay, I got everybody mug warmers for Christmas. And what does warmer imply?
Heat?
Hot? So JP, in his brilliance, goes, I wonder how hot this is. Sticks his finger on it.
No, I stuck my hand on it.
JP!
There's one little part of my hand that's a little burnt.
You need some ice.
It's hot.
But we don't.
Answer known. It's really hot. So.
Okay.
Thank you for telling us.
Is your coffee hot?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good.
It works.
It's staying hot.
Oh, my goodness. That's a Sinclair kid thing to do.
Hey, I mean, now I know. Now I know not to touch it again. Amy Beth, do not touch your mug warmer whenever it's turned on.
Thank you, JP. Thank you. I will not. But thank you for trying it out for us.
Oh, you're welcome. That's why I am.
I'm the team.
I'm the guinea pig.
The coffee staying warm wasn't enough. You had to know it was hot.
I had to feel it. But we got some texts that came in, and one of them's interesting. We'll get to. But 833-687-44.
What are the other ones?
448. Well, first of all, Phil from Chattanooga has a good word. I think it's true. He says, young men die for the sins of old men. Warmongers never consider the human cost. It's true. Because if you're somebody like me who has like Ukraine war footage like on my feed because I'm a weirdo nerd and I like that stuff, it's like horrifying, like the drone warfare and such. But that's the stuff that Macron and Keir Starmer, they don't give a rip because it's not A, their people, and B, who cares? I can sit in my ivory tower and who cares? But it's the Ukrainian men literally getting thrown into vans while walking their dog. They got to go die in the war. That so I agree. It's gross. Dana from Athens, she says this phone number was on one of the Somali daycare sites in Nick's video. She provided the number and says, "Call it. You'll be amazed." Okay. So we're gonna.
Do you have finger on the dump button?
No, I listened to it earlier.
Okay? Oh, okay, good.
Okay.
So I should have connected it to my. I should connect it to my Bluetooth first, actually, before we do this, so it can come through the board instead of just me putting my microphone or the phone.
No,
up
that's
to the
the way
microphone.
we like to do it.
Okay, we're gonna call.
Okay. Oh, I love this.
I'm nervous. Oh.
Please listen carefully. This is a doctor's office. If you are trying to reach Governor Tim Walz, his number is 651-201-3400. Again, if you are trying to reach Governor Tim Walz, his number is 651-201-3400. Otherwise, if you are trying to reach Dr. David Friends, please leave a message or call our main number, 612-404-2510. Finally, if this is a medical emergency, please hang up and call 911 or go to the nearest hospital emergency department. Thanks.
So that was one of the like Medicare doctor whatever centers. And if you're trying to reach Tim Walz, like imagine calling, I don't know, Blue Cross Blue Shield or like some Medicare or some doctor's office or something. And they go, if you're trying to reach Governor Ivy, here's her number.
Okay, let me ask a question. Because my mind went to, which is funny because I'm the cynic. Is that number close to Tim Walz's office number where people might misdial it?
I wasn't really listening when you said the number. But
I've got a number for you we're going to try in the break. That is one of those numbers I sent earlier that does go to the governor's office. That we listened to. So we'll see if this is really similar to that number. Maybe it is. Isn't that wild?
Yeah, it makes me want to start prank calling some people. We need to be one of those shows. Remember when do you remember the radio shows?
Should we do that?
No, it's terrible. We'd get sued, but it's really fun. And every time I would listen to it, you remember when they'd call somebody and be like, you want a free bouquet of flowers. Who do you want to send them to? And they'd always send them not to their wife, but to their girlfriend.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
We'd be in so much trouble. We can't do that. But it always made me really nervous, like that phone call did. Are we going to have to do it again?
Perhaps.
Okay, we'll be back.
to Rightside Radio. I'm Amy Beth Shaver with Allison Sinclair and JP. So we did try a little phone calling.
This is awful, JP.
Oh, dear.
Listen, okay, the camera stopped working in the break, so
I mean, I'm impressed you can improvise like that.
But I probably should move my purse out of the way. But whatever. We did call a number during the break.
We did.
And it does go to Tim Wall's office. That's real. Now, the number they say, and you can see it, he zooms in. I just needed to screenshot it so we could zoom it out. But that really did happen. And then another number you found, Allison.
Yeah. So here they're reporting that the number, it says, it has been revealed that the phone number for Minnesota's Sweet Angel Childcare goes directly to the office of Governor Tim Walz. Okay. So that's what that guy said on the TikTok. We called it. The number went to Tim Walz. Then the response is the phone number listed for Sweet Angel Childcare on Google Maps previously dialed the Minnesota governor's office due to an erroneous listing. But the business's official number is blah, 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 blah. So we called the official number, which is a Verizon wireless number that has been disconnected.
That's so odd. What do you know about that?
So it just mistakenly went to Tim Wall's office. Oh, and we just discovered it. So then we put it to a Verizon cell phone, but it's been disconnected, which maybe I don't blame them. I guess everybody's calling. But why? Anyway, normally if you were in an actual business, you would have a dedicated phone line where people could reach you and different people could come in and out of the office and answer. Very, very weird.
Do y'all want me to call this said number?
Yeah, the one we just called?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Is it different than the one I just, what's the number?
What's the number you called?
I called, let's see, 612-201-3400.
Okay, that's Tim Wall's.
Yeah, that's Tim Wall's number. We called 651-201-3400 is what we called.
651-201-3400.
3400.
So okay.
So
Time out. No, you called different numbers. 612 is an area code in Minneapolis. 651 is an area code in somewhere, Minnesota. I guess Minneapolis is they're both in Minneapolis then.
Yeah.
So what had happened was the doctor's office is 612, Tim Wall's is 651.
Yes.
And they're both 201-3400. So bless the doctor's heart.
Oh, so sorry.
He really does. He has to say, but they have two area codes, I guess, in Minneapolis. So if you get them wrong, you get the totally wrong place.
That does suck.
That stinks. That's a booger bear.
But this is a whole thing. But suddenly you can't get that number anymore. So what is going to happen here?
I love a good conspiracy.
Let's stay on this thread real quick before we get to our top stories so that the camera situation can get fixed. Okay. But in terms of Minnesota, I think let's ask this question. Do we think the FBI is actually going to arrest anybody or hold anybody accountable for this?
If they don't, if nothing happens, and we were talking about this when you were running to your car and we were on break.
Bottom of my mug is extremely hot.
It's a mug warmer.
Hot, JP.
This is another public school moment brought to you by my child who spells Parmesan Parmesan. Anyway, this is so cut and dry. This is not fuzzy. This is not the Epstein files, which, just because you take a picture with someone doesn't mean you're a pedophile. This is pretty clear. So if Trump's DOJ, FBI does not arrest anyone, I'm tapping out. Like, I'm not kidding. I'm done. There's nothing fuzzy.
Yeah.
This is fraud. You stole from the American people. You stole from the government that opened its doors, rightly or wrongly, to you. You deserve jail. Everybody, 10 walls. Everybody, gone. The attorney general there, isn't that the terrible attorney general too?
Yeah, not many of them are good.
Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if y'all saw Kash Patel's big tweet he put out, but I was a little discouraged by it because it said something like, actually, I'm just going to pull it up and I'll give y'all the synopsis of it. I pretty much just said, we saw the video. We've been tracking, some weird activity in Minnesota, but now, we're going to send more. Okay, so let's see.
What else do you... I mean, I get it. You have to be sure before you prosecute.
He just went on a list.
Case update, Minnesota fraud scheme from Kash Patel's Twitter. The FBI is aware of recent social media reports in Minnesota. However, even before the public conversation escalated online, the FBI had surged personnel and investigative resources to Minnesota to dismantle large-scale fraud schemes exploiting federal programs. Fraud that steals from taxpayers, robs vulnerable children, and will remain a top FBI priority in Minnesota and nationwide. And then he goes on to say, like, the FBI dismantled a $250 million fraud scheme in COVID, yada, yada, yada. The case led to 78 indictments, 57 convictions, yada, yada, yada. And says, you go through all that. It says the FBI believes this is just the tip of a very large iceberg. We will continue to follow the money and protect children, and this investigation very much remains ongoing. Furthermore, many are also being referred to immigration officials for possible further denaturalization and deportation proceedings where eligible. So it... Like the whole, we were already on it before y'all even knew, sure you were. If you were, obviously wasn't enough. And having to point back to COVID fraud schemes that were arrested to like back it up. It's like, why don't you just arrest them and then tell me when people are handcuffs, And if y'all saw the videos of like the Department of Homeland Security going door to door at the places, I don't know what that is, by the way.
It's the NSA.
What is
Somebody's
that?
doing some Morse code.
Okay, I don't know what that is.
Almost can't do that.
I think they're about to. Look, y'all, I love y'all. I've really had fun. It's been a blast. I appreciate what you do for America.
I don't know what that is.
And if we don't make it back tomorrow...
Should we check our tires in the driveway?
No.
We're going to go ahead and go to break.
Yeah, let's go to a break.
I think I need a snack.
This is the best day ever. I love this. Okay, we'll be back without that.
Welcome back to Rightside Radio. Just a little fun during the break with Allison grabbing her camera, JP removing one, trying hers, trying it. Like he's doing all the things, and we applaud you. Okay?
I appreciate that you don't panic. Like you want JP with you in war or in a wreck.
Yeah, you don't.
Or a mass shooting.
I was just giggling the whole time because we were all running around.
And then you have this beautiful camera on you. You're like, oh, we could try my camera.
Yeah, it's pretty, but it's old. Kind of like me.
You're not old.
I'm old.
You're not.
Like, yeah. No, but I don't know what's up with the camera. I guess if it goes out.
Perhaps
again,
not. Okay.
We're doing it live. Okay. Hold on. Okay, there we go. We got that fixed. Yeah. If it goes out again, then we'll figure it out.
Okay.
I appreciate your ingenuity to just turn your camera around. I would have never even crossed my mind. That was smart.
Thank you. We got a lot of text that came in, by the way.
Of course.
Yay.
Wow. By the way, that the popping noise I found was my Bluetooth I connected to my phone because we were going to call that number, but then we didn't. And I guess I kept popping. So that's what
was the popping?
I don't know. It was probably just on too long. I have no idea. But that's
was it on the mug warmer? It got hot.
You know, it actually was sitting right next to the mug warmer, so that may have been it. A very, very hot mug warmer, by the way. I've came to find out. But Phil from Chattanooga says, how convenient that all the money that was sent by autopay without any on-site auditing, paperwork auditing, or drive-by location confirmation, or any oversight at all. So in other words, they were just writing checks to Somalia ran daycares who didn't have kids and anybody who wanted money. Tracks for Tim Walsh.
But I have to think that no offense if you're Somali, but you come here, you don't know our government, you don't know our systems. There is somebody, obviously, instructing them on how to do this. Now, maybe they've figured it out and they have like some system within their community, their Somali community. They're like, hey, this is what you do. This is how you get this. I bet that's what it is.
Oh, and so Jay from Killen actually kind of texted along the thread we were talking about. Said it's very disheartening with the slowness and the lack of action by Republicans in Congress, the DOJ, etc. It has mostly been on Trump so far, is what Jay from Killen says. He says, even with the indictments of Comey and James, they get tossed. Waltz, the Somalis fraud, California high-speed rail boondoggle, the members in Congress that enrich themselves through insider trading, etc. Why is nothing happening? I know you were just talking about this. Someone knows where and who the problems are. So, yeah, with Kash Patel's tweet, I think that's what we were talking about when the popping started. It's like, why do you have to have a camera with these two DHS agents going door to door? We're on it, guys. It's like, it just seems so theatrical to me, you know? It's like, okay, if you were really on it like you said you were this whole time, it wouldn't take Nick Shirley to expose it, and don't tweet about it, put people in jail, you know? I'll give him the benefit of the doubt that, you know, this massive story just broke, but it's like, all right, if you're going to say we're on it, we've been on it, but now we're sending more and we're going to show you videos of people going door by door. You don't put that stuff up. You just put them in jail. Like, why stop talking about it? Put the phone down and just do your job.
Well, I mean, Obama, he imported the people. He did this. And Ilhan Omar, she's the queen of the fraud.
Oh, did y'all see that her husband/brother shut down his business?
Sure he did.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's what you do when you're about to get nailed for fraud too.
Yeah.
Let's just close it down.
Change numbers.
Act like it never happened.
Look at her net worth and how it skyrocketed, by the way.
Isn't she like, how much? Several hundred million? Or is she a billionaire yet?
She's not a billionaire yet, but her net worth before getting into office was in the negatives. And now she is doing very well on a not very large paycheck. So in 2019, her net worth was negative $45,000, and now it's $30 million. And her congressional salary is $174,000 a year.
Yeah. So she wrote the instruction manual to the Somali community of how to defrock the government. I don't even know if that's a word.
Defrock.
I mean, it's like to take off your clothes.
Defraud.
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 It's defraud.
defraud.
But you guys are right. Please just tell me when they're in handcuffs or on their flight back home.
Well, he got embarrassed. That's why he did that. He got embarrassed because it looked like this amateur 24-year-old Nick Shirley, who actually has done some work infiltrating Antifa and has done a lot of stuff, cracked the case before he did. So he had to put something out to save face. But I think that's typical of our government. And to the listener's point, what was his name? Not Jim.
Jay from Killam.
Jay. I mean, it's everybody. Everybody's involved in this. It's why nothing happens, because everybody, it doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on, everybody's involved.
Mhm.
Everybody.
That's true.
All the people, all the things.
Yeah.
So.
And he, complained about Congress too. I mean, we actually set a record this year. We set a record for the most inactivity by a Congress in 1 year since 1989. There was under 40 bills that were signed into law.
Yep.
The same Congress that the Republicans took all branches of in 2024. So it's frustrating because none of Trump's agenda is getting codified. And Trump was even on a hot mic saying how, the Republicans in Congress were letting the Democrats stall on his nominations. And we know one, Phil Williams, who isn't even at work yet because he's still going through all the hoops and ladders and all the backlog of all the other people in front of him. It's frustrating. The problem is, though, the Republicans don't see government as a weapon because so many of them see government as, we don't want to do that. We don't like it when it's done to us. And it leads to inaction, and it leads to, well, what if we lose the midterms in 2026? And then when nothing will be done, because then the Democrats have control of the House, they'll just be voting to impeach Trump every other week and nothing's going to get done. So I agree with Jay. It's not just the DOJ, but across the board, it's frustrating.
Yeah, it is.
Why can't you just take your lead from Trump? Why? I'm asking. Why does everybody love Trump?
Because he just does it. He gets up and does it.
He's brave.
He doesn't care.
Yeah, exactly.
He does not care.
Nope.
So shout out, little insider tip, some inside baseball trading to our congressional delegation and all across America. Don't care. Do the right thing. And actually, people will reward you for that. And I guarantee you'll be way better off. Well, unless the establishment decides you're doing the right thing and they don't want you to, and then you get ousted. I guess it is a gamble.
It is a gamble, but you
might get shot.
Should you? I mean, that's the kind of people that should be in office.
You ran for office.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. You asked to be in that position, so lead and be in that position.
You shouldn't be in office to get reelected. Like, you should be going up there to do your job. But I don't know. I don't have much hope that anything's going to happen in Minnesota. And if it does, well, let me say this, okay? Would there be some people who ran the daycares and such that get arrested? Possibly. Will we see Tim Walz resign from office or arrested as he should now?
Nope.
Will we see Ilhan Omar get, I don't know, deported or arrested? No. Like, the people who really should be held accountable publicly, because can you imagine if this was a Republican state and we had a all Democrat led Congress, all Democrat, branches of government, a Democrat in the White House, we'd be seeing like Kay Ivey in handcuffs by tomorrow.
Oh, no, it would have been yesterday, and everybody would have been in the back of the paddy wagon on the way.
Yeah.
To the jail.
There's only one way he resigns. And what is that way?
Let's see. What is the way?
I mean, the only way is if the Democratic Party asks him to take the heat off and the eyeballs off of what's going on.
I think
there's a chance.
You're right, because they're all in it together. They're all have each other's backs. They do not care about us. They love their power. They love their position. They love their authority. And as long as that's happening, and we have enough, to borrow Todd Erzin's frequent phrase, bread and circus, who cares about us?
Well, and they might be like, hey, Tim, look, we got you. Just take the hit. Everybody will move on to something else. We'll still give you the kickbacks. We'll prop you up next election. Don't worry. We just need you to take this one.
Yep.
And he probably would. Because for all their faults, the Democrats stick together and they have a plan.
Yeah, but why would the Democrats ask him to do that? Because they know nothing's going to happen. So why would they?
Because then everybody would feel like they got, we would all be like, okay, we got someone. We got him. We disrupted the system. Somebody resigned. Nobody went to jail, but at least there were some repercussions. We would all get a little bit of satisfaction if somebody lost their position. And I mean, it's human nature. You're like, okay, we can cross that one off. Somebody fell.
Yeah.
But do you think if Minnesotans showed up at the State House, do you think en masse that would change things?
Showed up for what?
To say, Tim Walz, get out. If they marched on Minneapolis,
yeah.
You think that would happen?
I think so.
It's a thing to consider.
Shame, public shame is very powerful.
Yeah, it still works.
We should try it here. Okay, top 10 when we come back.
Top 10 on the other
please.
side, yeah.
Because I got 3 bangers that y'all probably have too, but it's going to be awesome. We'll be right back.
I want to remind you, Inspire Advisors is one of our sponsors, and they are doing amazing work. Look, I know this audience. You're the kind of folks who believe in standing up for your principles. You're good stewards of what you have for resources. What if the companies you are investing in, though, don't reflect your values at all? Well, that's why you need to meet Paul Breyer and his team at Inspire Advisors. Inspire Advisors, experts in the field of biblically responsible investing. Look, they can help you grow your bottom line while also being proud of what companies you invest in. Inspire Advisors. You got to check them out. Here's their website, www.moneypatternwealth.com. That's Inspire Advisors, www.moneypatternwealth.com, and tell them you heard about it on Rightside Radio.
to Rightside Radio. I'm Amy Beth. She's Allison. He's JP.
JP.
This is a camera
there you go.
savvy show. Okay.
We've been gone a little while.
Let's be patient with
all
us.
Kind of fell apart while we were gone. Look how happy JP is to be back. JP loves to work. It's actually very refreshing because I feel like your generation doesn't love to work. Remember the real, I hate my life. I hate working. I hate not going to work. I hate waking up. I hate going to sleep.
Yeah.
JP's not like that.
No, I think after like, it got to like it was like Christmas night. And I was like, okay, I'm ready to get back. It was such a long break. I told my aunt yesterday, I was like, I'm dying here. I literally got on my laptop and had to do something for like 3 hours. It's like, you need to get some hobbies. It's like, okay.
No, I appreciate it. JP came in with like a list for me and Amy Beth to get started on.
Thanks,
and
JP.
I actually appreciate it. I was like, I was a loser all week. I had the loser virus. So I appreciate your brain and your oomph.
Well, thank you.
Yes, I do. Amy Beth, you want to tell us your idea for this next segment?
The simple idea was that we talk about our top 10 stories of the year. And if we each had a top 10 list, we'd be here till tomorrow. Instead, we'll each give a couple of stories that will add up to making our top 10 list of stories for the year.
And you know how I like to have boundaries. You didn't really give many boundaries. You said national news.
Yep.
And you didn't define what top stories were. I didn't know if it was like the most read stories, if it was the most talked about on mainstream media. So I went with my top 3, what I thought were the biggest, most important stories.
Which is perfect.
That's what
That's exactly what we wanted. Was just the top, very loosely defined top stories of the year, in your opinion.
Okay. I'm going to start.
Okay.
I requested that because I only have 3. Everybody else has more. So if I come up with one that y'all have, you have something to cross off. I have nothing to cross off.
Okay.
Starting in January, because I went chronological. I think Trump's inauguration was probably maybe the biggest event in,
I'm checking that off.
the past 100 years. I don't know. I don't watch Stranger Things, but in my head, it went from upside down world to right side up world in one day.
You said the thing. Right side up world.
Oh, yeah. We went to right side radio up world. And actually, we were in DC for the inauguration. It was a terrifying day. It felt like upside down world in a lot of ways. I mean, I've been to DC several times, but I mean, you snipers on buildings. We actually were in one of the congressional offices at the Capitol. We could see like the caravans coming in. We could see JD Vance getting out. We could see everybody coming in, drones everywhere. The security was so high, and it was very, very odd because it didn't feel like America. To me, in the past in America, it's always been very much, we respect the people's decisions. We respect the people's vote. We may not have voted for that person, but there was a mutual understanding of this is just part of living in a representative republic, part of having the freedom. And it did not feel like that. In the same way that it was a beautiful day of right side up world, it was also a day, I think, that a lot of the demons were unleashed, and we're seeing the result of that now. So that was my number 1, which I'm sure was on all your lists. So I'm glad I went first.
It actually wasn't on mine because I knew one of y'all would say it first.
Oh, good for you. Yeah.
Okay, my next.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to pick this one, and a surprise to no one, because it's a 3-in-1.
Oh, shoot.
It is what's happening in Minnesota, because it's fraud, it's immigration, and it's Islam, all in one. And it only broke late this year, and so it's out of chronological order.
But
okay. I do have one that is back in January that Emmy helped me with, and she's right about this one. But this story, to me, typifies what's wrong with our country right now. And that's why I think it is so big. We did shut down immigration at the border, for which we are grateful. Trump, that's a campaign promise that we've seen lived out. Great. The problem is we now have to go back and deal with what presidents before and Congresses before were not willing to deal with, because this has been around since forever. And so when you import people and you just bring them and fly them here, you've got a problem. So it highlights immigration, but it also highlights immigration other ways. When a president blesses and sanctifies like Obama did, bringing people over, and now we have the seeds of disaster, we understand fraud in a way we've never understood fraud before, because it is the tip of the iceberg, and we do not have an inkling of an understanding of how just deep and wide this really is. That it is a place where money laundering is happening. It is a place where Ilhan Omar has become very, very rich. It is a place where people changed the freaking flag to reflect Somalia. They changed the flag of Minnesota. So that's a big deal. That's fraudulent. But at the heart of it is these Somalis they're Muslim. And so we have a whole nother religion, a whole nother group of people who are known to be violent. This is what they're saying out of their own state. They are not willing to assimilate at all. They do not speak to people. Watch the Nick Shirley video to see that this is true. They don't want to talk to you. And yet they're here willing to use our money for their aims. And so that's why I think the Minnesota fraud, immigration, and Islam is my 3-in-1, but that's, to me, one of the biggest stories of the year.
All right. So my top story of the year, I'm sure one of y'all, or not both of y'all, have it on your list, but I'll explain why it's my number one. The assassination of Charlie Kirk was my number one. And here's why. It's for sure the number one for at least my generation, because first of all, I wasn't alive for 9/11, so I've not really quite experienced something. And when I even would say that, and after it happened, like right now, this is the assassination of Charlie Kirk was my generation's 9/11 to a certain extent. And people are like, oh, really? Come on. No, it's because this is why. Because especially for the conservatives of Gen Z, Charlie Kirk was such a staple in terms of, even if you didn't agree with everything Charlie Kirk said, which I didn't agree with every single thing Charlie Kirk said. I didn't watch Charlie Kirk every single day, but he was just one of those large, bigger than life figures of like, he was always in the background. If you're a young conservative, if I'm scrolling on Instagram or X, I'm going to see a video of Charlie Kirk debating some leftist about gay marriage or the Bible or something. He's always going to be there. And even if you didn't agree with everything Charlie Kirk said, he was such a staple in terms of, yeah, that's Charlie Kirk. He's probably going to be president one day. I think that's most of my generation thought. And the way he got assassinated in front of so many students, I mean, that's an event I would have probably gone to if he was in my neck of the woods and I was in college. It was just one of those things of it's Charlie Kirk. Nothing's going to happen to Charlie Kirk. But it also was a glimpse into the darkness of what the left is now. It is no longer we disagree on this and that, and we're going to disagree on tax policy. We're going to disagree on foreign policy or abortion or gay marriage, whatever. No, if you say what I don't like, I will literally shoot you in front of everybody. And that's just point blank what it is. And then all of these people afterwards are going to mock it and make fun of it. It was such I couldn't eat the night it happened. I couldn't sleep. I literally had to keep myself from throwing up in the chair during the show. It happened about 10 minutes before the show, And so I know for me, life has not really been the same afterwards, because it was such a formative in terms of somebody who cares about politics. It felt like something changed that day. I don't know if y'all feel the same, but it feels like something changed that way in terms of political discourse, but also just the political environment of this is no longer like, this is not a game. Like if you're putting your neck out there and saying stuff that people don't agree with, you could literally just get killed just because they want to. So I think for my generation coming up, the future leaders of our nation, I think that was a formative, I don't think people are going to they're not going to see politics the same after that, So I think it was an MLK level assassination. It was one of the biggest political assassinations of our nation's history. So for sure, that is my number one story in terms of impact.
Can we go ahead and take a break so then we can get to
We can
three
do-
more after?
Yep.
And then 4. And then last segment of the day, are we doing biscuits?
Biscuits of the year.
Biscuits of the year.
Yep.
Which is not a good thing.
No.
Even though I love biscuits.
Burnt purple biscuits,
Yes.
baking soda style.
The kind of biscuits. All right, we'll be back with the rest of our top 10.
Welcome back to Rightside Radio. I'm Amy Beth. She's Allison. He's JP. We're rolling through our top 10 list. We've made it through 3 so far. We're going to do several more this time. Allison Sinclair, go.
RFK Jr. being sworn in as our lead health officer, who is exposing everything that's needed to be for decades. And I honestly cannot believe that they allowed him to take that position. And he is doing amazing things. And you think about the trickle effect. You start talking about seed oils or sunlight or ivermectin or whatever it is. I mean, methylene blue, which is just crazy stuff. I haven't even gotten into that. But how much he has turned the entire food industry, the entire medical, pharmaceutical industry, doctors' offices, at patient care, everything on its head. And I think this, if they allow it, will revolutionize America's health for decades. He literally, again, upside down world, turn right side up in the health world, in the medical field. And he is calling them out. I think he's being held back a little bit. I think they are definitely not allowing him, but calling out transgender care and the mutilation of kids. He is going hard. And I think his placement at the top of HHS, DHS, HHS will transform America.
That's good.
So I wonder if this is going to be on your list, and I can have that if it's if it's one of them. Iran. I knew it. Dang it. I'm sorry. You want me to retract it?
No.
I'll take it back.
That's the pressure of, taking turns.
I'll
Sometimes it happens.
I'll add on and then do another one.
Okay. So I think the Trump that after years and years of, Obama giving them like cash, talking about it, blah, blah, blah. And then Trump's like, Shazam, last night, this is what we did. I would like to tack onto that because I think that's a huge story. Absolutely unbelievable. I would like the same Trump to immediately tackle that Trump to go handle all the Somalian fraud, please.
And deportations.
I would agree. Yeah. So, was that it? Sorry.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I would actually say it's the top story for a different reason. I think we probably disagree on the strikes, which is a topic of another day. But I think for sure, it was like the first split in MAGA of the Trump administration. If you remember, like it was weird. I had to take a break from X because it was so toxic and the infighting was insane of the top people of the conservative movement, like fighting tooth and nail with each other. And it was ugly. So I think that was the first real MAGA split. And I don't know if we really ever have recovered from that, to be honest with you, but like Charlie Kirk was going to the White House telling Trump not to do it. Tucker Carlson was calling Trump not to do it. Steve Bannon was going to, the White House saying not to do it. But then Mark Levin was going there for the opposite reason. And it was so like bizarre. But I think it's indicative of sort of who has Trump's ear. I'll say it that way. And I think then on maybe some people who thought the Trump administration was going to be one thing and were disappointed that it wasn't because of who Trump quote listened to. Or maybe, Trump just didn't listen to anybody and he just had his mindset the whole time. But the bottom line is it split MAGA. And I don't know if we've ever recovered yet since. But I would agree. I think the 12-day war, I think is what they call it now. It's definitely up there for sure. But my story, I would say to replace that would be the Epstein files. Because for the sort of the same reason, it was such a split in MAGA, but it was also disappointing to see how many people are willing to put their neck on the line for pedophiles, and children were not the top priority in protecting them. So, and on both sides of the aisle, but particularly Republicans. So I would say the Epstein files for the same reason. It's such a split and fracture in MAGA that I'm not quite sure if we're even going to recover for the midterms, but we'll see.
That's a good word, JP.
Do you want me to? I have a tie for third. I'll do, which one should I do? I think I'm going to do one that y'all won't have. Could be wrong.
Okay.
Doge.
Aha.
Allison.
That's good. I actually didn't have that one. That's a good one, though.
Okay.
That's good.
I think Elon Musk making it into the White House, it was so unconventional. It was so weird. It was so great. And then it was so wrong. But what he started, I think, led to why we're in Minnesota, why we're having some of these conversations now. The fact that he got shut down early so quickly. I mean, if you notice, once he started coming out with his Doge reports and his numbers, remember they went after big balls?
Yep.
And I mean, they just started going after, trying to find any angle to wreck and take down that office. Oh, they're too young. They're too whatever. That shows us exactly where the American government, where the federal government is in terms of who their loyalty is to, and it's to themselves. And I think it was a huge eye opener to the fraud that he exposed, to the backstabbing and where loyalty lies, because somebody said Elon's got to go.
Yep.
He and Trump were besties, and then one day they weren't. Somebody gave the call. It was getting too close to something, but I think that moment woke so many people up to, it's not just a conspiracy. The American government, our leaders actually do hate us, and they're totally taking advantage of us. So I think Doge was the biggest story. I'm hopeful that Tommy Tuberville or whoever our governor is will have something of the same.
Whoever governor. This could be Tommy.
I don't know, y'all. Kyle Whitmire says it might not be.
Oh,
Hey, maybe
Kyle.
that could be a good Alabama story tomorrow. Actually, we do need to cover that. Anyway, I got another one if we need another one after we make another round, and then getting to the biscuits of the year. We'll be back.
Hey, my friends, Phil Williams here. You've heard me talk about Inspire Advisors, how Paul Breyer and his team at Inspire Advisors will help you grow your investment portfolio while also screening out the companies that don't stand for conservative Christian principles. Look, they are experts in what is known as biblically responsible investing, and they are now offering a limited opportunity for a free class on that BRI. Check out the class, register for free, their website, www.moneypatternwealth.com. It's godly, it's conservative, it's financial freedom, y'all, with Inspire Advisors at www.moneypatternwealth.com. Check them out. Tell them you heard about it on Rightside Radio.
welcome back to Rightside Radio. I'm Amy Beth with Allison and JP, and I'm struggling because I have 4 stories and I need to figure out 2.
You only have 2, honey. Just pick
All right,
2.
here we go.
Pick the
2
funniest
stories.
ones.
The funniest.
The problem is none of them are funny.
They're not funny.
Unless you like being punked.
Okay. 2 big stories. To me, one, well, they go together. One is the the vaccine, the children's vaccine schedule being changed from 72 vaccines down to 11.
Huge.
It is a huge story. It would not be possible without RFK Jr. It would not be possible without Trump saying, no, this is my dude and this is what's going to happen. So we need that Trump. But the idea that women and husbands and wives for years were told that no, there's no risk with any of these vaccines. Just shut up and take it and offer us your little children's bodies as sacrifice so that they can, try these vaccines. And if they get sick afterward, if they maybe have autism or things don't go right for them, we're so sorry. Mm-hmm. So there's also the liability that may be tagged along with us or with this schedule change. I read that this weekend. I don't know. I hope that goes along with changing from 70.
What do you mean?
So right now, the manufacturers of the vaccines are not liable.
Right.
So
thanks
to
Ronald Reagan.
Exact. Thanks, Ronnie. Like I loved you, but
I think he got
bad advice.
Yeah. He had a Susie Wiles.
But it appears that put back into some of these vaccines. So that's a story we're watching. We're going to save our prognostications for next Monday. That was a fun word that said our opinion on what's coming up. So the vaccine 72 down to 11, huge. It's a huge story. Number 2, I don't want to give this person any more airtime, but I can't help it. I think the Candace Owens story ended up blowing up for all the wrong reasons. Apparently, over the weekend, she's begun to walk back some of the claims, even though everything is online. And she recorded all the things that she said. It appears that she's having to walk them back. Alex Jones has gone full postal on Candace. And when that happens, it is not going well because he had supported her previously. And then lawsuits seem to be at the ready for her as well. But more than that, this is a warning to people who follow people like that, who seem to come out of the Democrat universe to become a Republican. And now it looks like leftists have been supporting her.
What?
Yes.
Like,
I'm going to do some more digging, just preliminary research. It looks like what Alex Jones is putting out and others are that she has been supported by leftists. So
is this like Tucker Carlson being supported by Cutter?
Yes. Might we all be a little more careful because there's so much information out there. This is for all of us. This is a cautionary tale. Be wise as a serpent. And if something seems to be too good to be true or too weird and no evidence ever appears, maybe that's not somebody that we should listen to ever. There, I'm done.
Good word.
That was good.
So then I get one more for the 10 to wrap it up.
Drum roll, please.
So I'll say this story for this reason. I want to say the Trump-Putin summit for this reason. A, because after 4 years of Joe Biden and a complete lack of presence on the global stage, although the meeting itself was pretty much a nothing burger, we got this one clip. I don't know if you're watching on the stream over there, but we got this flyover between Trump and Putin, which I think is one of the most badass, greatest clips I've ever seen. Flying B-2 bombers over Putin's head as he's walking up to the podium. It's like, oh yeah, just a reminder.
How's that legal?
I don't know, but it was awesome. I'll just say that. And you look at Putin's head after he's looking, he's like, okay, noted. But yeah, I think that was such a refreshing sign to see after such an embarrassment of a president of Joe Biden. Like I said, the meeting itself was really nothing. It was more symbolic, but I think it showed America's back on the present in terms of actually having presence and a pulse. I'll say that. An honorable mention, kind of on the carrying on what you were talking about, would be the woke right versus free speech absolutist right, and Nick Fuentes being at the center of it after Tucker Carlson's interview with him. I think that to end out the year has been one of the biggest political stories of the split between MAGA. So I would say that's an honorable mention of one because it's really still ongoing. So
can I have an honorable mention?
Of course you can,
because we have time.
Yeah.
I think
you're so funny,
and I also have a cough.
That's poor radio etiquette.
What's a good cough?
Is that you're not supposed to do that?
There you
Okay.
go. She still got the plague. The onions didn't work.
Clearly not. Okay. Hold on, let me get my water.
My husband right now is going, get that girl some water.
Yeah, I got it. I think, this is going to be such a bad one. Get ready with the break button. The whole Israel debate.
Uh-oh. Is our camera still on? Okay, sorry.
It hasn't started beeping yet.
Do it.
I think it has been mesmerizing to watch the right melt down over this issue, when the reality is none of us really fully know. There's so many variations of what is right in there. And for people so strongly to take a stand like they are the moral authority on either side is beyond me. But I will say I have been so happy to have this discussion, because what it's done is it's proven a point of why Christians need to be involved in politics, because everything, the whole Israel issue of how involved we should be or shouldn't, is really a theological discussion. And it has caused mainstream media and non-Christian homes to have that discussion. And I think God has probably used that, and hopefully in restorative ways, in ways that maybe people went and opened the Bible and were like, I don't know what I really believe. As a believer, my views on end times and Israel have changed a lot over the years. And it's, again, forced me to go back to scripture and kind of analyze and see where I land. So I think it's a really good political debate that I think we should probably have a little bit more publicly in the town square if we could. I don't know if we're mature enough to handle that as a nation right now or as a party. But the spiritual side of it is that it's a really important discussion, because and the end result is the same. Whoever's going to heaven is going to heaven. Whoever's going to hell is going to hell. I don't know. I have my theories. Yours might be right. Mine might be wrong. But it matters. You got to hash out how you want to live. Your worldview matters. And when you start talking about Israel and end times and kind of how you view scripture, the Old Testament versus the New Testament, it influences a lot your life. And so I think it's probably been really good for an interesting way for God to weave in some theology into politics.
I like that. It's a positive spin on such a divisive and emotional topic. Because I agree with you. I grew up with a certain understanding of end times, and I didn't really think there was any other, like, everybody agrees with this, because everybody I grew up with, that's how I was taught, and that's how everybody around me thought. And then when I was introduced to other ways of viewing it, I didn't take that as a threat. I saw that as I'm actually going to do my own research, because this is interesting. I didn't know there was other way. And so now I've kind of landed on a much different place than I kind of grew up with. But yeah, I think if you can spin it towards how about instead of getting offended and defensive of your own worldview, how about you use it as an opportunity to actually figure out what you actually believe?
Right.
So instead of getting so divisive about it.
That's right. That's such a good word. And we're working on getting my pastor on in the spring so we can talk about it, because it's a great discussion. Okay, well, that was so positive. I'll put a positive spin on this. For my honorable mention is the 310,000 ballots they found in Fulton County.
Oh, that's
such a big story, because we were told that wasn't real, and it was real. And so the encouragement here is, when you know something happened, don't let go. Keep pushing, which is what the people did there, because you know you are affecting change. We know some
That's
of
a good
our
point.
friends suffered greatly for knowing that what the information they had was right. So that's the positive of that story, is not only that we're like, hey, we told you, but if you believe it, you've done your homework, you know that what you're saying is right, keep after it. That's how things are going to change.
It's very
agree.
good.
How about we go to break now and get to our biscuits of the year on the other side?
Can't wait.
Which a biscuit is basically a dingle dip.
Yeah.
And we're going to have our national dingle dips.
What's a dingle dip?
And then would you rather to end it off?
What?
A dingle dip.
What is it?
You don't know what a dingle dip is? Google it.
I'm not gonna.
It's right next to the other dingles. We'll be back.
to Rightside Radio.
She has tears.
I have tears because the stories that Allison has regaled us with are just off the chain today.
Maybe we should do that B-roll camera with no sound in the break because you'll just see us dying laughing.
I think no sound, but people could watch. We could not have any sound.
If there was a lip reader in the audience, we'd be in trouble.
Well, we could just say that we were remember those bad lip reading videos, like when the kids were little?
Yeah.
It would be like,
really funny.
What was Allison saying again?
Well, it all started with Dingle Dip, which is closely related to the Dingleberry, apparently.
Which Amy Beth didn't even know.
Yeah. Apparently, but my husband texted immediately and said, instead of Dingle Dip, he preferred Dingleberry, which is a real thing. We're not making this up,
Well,
but if you have
everybody knows
animals,
what-
everybody knows this is true.
Yeah. Yeah. Or if you're a gastroenterologist, you know about dingleberries.
Too much.
Excusez-moi. So who wants to go first?
Biscuit. All right. So our national biscuits of the year.
Yes.
Okay. Now, biscuits, if y'all have heard us, we're talking about just burned biscuits.
Dingle dips.
Dingle dips. Terrible biscuits, the kind of biscuits that you eat and you go, that person does not know how to make a biscuit. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not fluffy. It's not buttery. It's not delicious.
Not a good biscuit.
Bad. Okay.
Okay.
Allison.
I'm going first.
Yep.
This one's really difficult.
Oh, no.
Brylan Hollyhan.
Ah!
Is that yours?
No, but round of applause.
I have known Brylan for years. And he is such a nice person. And he genuinely loves this country. And he believes, and I mean, he had like his own newspaper when he was 12 or something. Like, he is a go-getter. He's somebody that has always, since I've known Brylan, he's always been very put together, like a very old soul, almost like a boomer in a young person, and has always dressed well and carried himself and always been a little stiff, but that's just him. Fast forward to this year, and I'm like, what are you doing? You don't go on a private jet with a Rolex with your Masters polo on, with your legs crossed, talking about how you're going to serve the people. I don't get it, because it's not him. Maybe it is now, but it made me sad because he actually has a lot to offer, but he just, I don't know. He's young. I mean, he's young. He maybe a little bit overplayed his hand, but maybe he can recover. It made me sad. JP.
I got, okay.
That's
Respect.
a good one. That's a good one. It's a good one. Okay. This guy, it's a guy. I said a few weeks ago that sometimes I feel convicted because they're working behind the scenes and they end up doing something good. Okay. But just in the tweet that was put out, in the things that have happened over the last couple of weeks, I feel like this character, his partner in crime, said, I'm done with all this crap. I'm done. I'm going back home. That would be Dan Bongino. Cash Patel reminds me of a character on Chips, that 70s and 80s super show where the music was amazing and the cops were like, we're going to go solve the crime and arrest the people. And he has become, instead of this guy who went through the hearings and you were like, oh, that's Cash Patel. Now he's like, that's Cash Patel. I'm so mad. I think he is a burned biscuit that not only needs to be taken out of the oven, but flung out of the kitchen. And we need somebody who's going to be in office who actually does a job, instead of saying, we were already looking into that and we knew that the Somali fraud was happening. Then why were you letting it continue? So Cash Patel is my burnt baking soda biscuit of the year.
It's a good one. Really good.
So mine ties into recent news, but he probably would have been up there. He probably would have been 2 or 3 before the recent news, but now with the revelation, he's soared up to number 1. Governor Tim Walz is my biscuit of the year. And here's why. Okay. Before even the Minnesota fraud scandal and all that story broke, he was picked as VP because the Democratic Party couldn't have Josh Shapiro, who was Jewish, as their vice president. And they went to one of the worst governors in America. You know, he probably could be the worst. I mean, Newsom's awful, but Tim Walz is probably 1B. And he changed the state flag to look like a Somalian flag. He rode the Kamala wave and went out and did all the waves at the DNC, stuff. And he was a complete and total biscuit. And on top of that, now this Minnesota fraud scandal has come out, and he really should be in handcuffs, and he really should resign in shame. But it's not just how bad he is, it's how he does it. You know, his wife was also the one that said during the protest, she had her window open so she could smell the burnt tire smell during the protest. It was like her touchstone moment. So he's always been a biscuit, but on top of being one of the worst VP candidates in American history, and on top of that being in the governor's mansion, while one of the worst, if not the worst, fraud scandal has been revealed in American history, I think he takes the cake for biscuit of the year.
Boy, it's good.
Do y'all have an unbiscuit biscuit?
One that we thought was going to be bad, but
No. One that redeemed themselves.
That's a good question. That's a really good question.
I have an unbiscuit biscuit.
Go ahead, and maybe we'll think of one.
I thought y'all would ask.
Who's that?
Ew.
Ron DeSantis.
Okay.
Because when he ran for president, I don't know who was his campaign manager. They need to be fired. He was not himself. He tanked.
He was bad.
I loved him before. Ran for president. Who are you? Ron DeSantis is back. I don't know. All of a sudden, it's like Rightside Up world is back again. And he continues to just plow through Florida with all the right stuff. And it's very impressive.
I got one off the top of my head. I would say it real quick because we're about to have the music come in. Bill Maher.
Oh, that's a good one.
Because he's led the charge against wokeness. He's gone and met with Trump at dinner. And I definitely don't agree with him on everything, but he's been spot on certain issues. So I'll go Bill Maher.
Can I do like a half of an unbiscuit?
Yeah. Like maybe gonna fully unbiscuit?
Well, I don't know if that he can because of his party, but John Fetterman has pleasantly surprised me in certain areas. Not all, in certain.
No, would you rather?
Would you rather have to wear your every shirt inside out or every pair of pants backwards?
Every shirt.
Every shirt inside out.
Every pair of you couldn't go to the potty, or you'd have to that'd be hard.
Maybe I've worn pants backwards before. It's not that bad.
Oh, y'all. Tomorrow we'll be back with Alabama's top 10 news stories, some montage, and Alabama biscuits of the year. Don't miss that one. We'll see you tomorrow.
You're listening live